This 26 Sports and CCTV high school football presentation is brought to you by Cadillac Casting Incorporated.
Hello, everybody. It's halftime here in Manton, Michigan, where the Rangers score late in the second quarter here and now have a 20-19 lead here on 26 Sports and CCTV. I'm Dan Gusser. Alongside of me is Jason Main. Jason, why don't you run down some of the big scoring highlights here in the first half?
You know, it's the first part of the game was filled with some big plays. Jaden Perry broke free for a 35-yard run. And then I believe Zach Noren for Lake City broke a 30-yard pass right down the middle.
Yep.
He actually had another one that he dropped, which would have been about a 65-yard pass. But 19 seconds later, Jaden Perry came back and took one right up the middle, 85 yards. So it went back and forth pretty quick. Then both teams kind of settled into their defensive game plans, made some adjustments. But Lake City ended up scoring on a long drive. That ended with Noren on a 5-yard run. Manton on the ensuing kickoff, they actually started on their 3-yard line.
3-yard line, yeah.
Fumbled the ball, so it's 2nd and 11, and there's 5 minutes left, and they marched about 98 yards.
Yep.
And
completed 2 fourth-down plays. I remember right on that.
Overcame I think 1 or 2 penalties, and then it ended with Rule throwing to Ethan Ansick for a 5-yard, kind of threw it up and said, "Go get it, big guy." And
yep.
He went up and got it, and that takes us to the halftime where Manton is leading 20-19 right now over Lake City. So both teams kind of taking a breather. Lake City actually chose to stay out here, and sometimes on hot nights if it's available, they do that and lets them not have to walk a couple hundred
And right
yards.
now you can watch them. They're just hanging out, having water. Coaches are kind of huddled together, discussing what their plans are, how they want to approach things, giving the players a few minutes to hydrate again. It's very warm here and humid tonight. Game time temperature was right around 80 degrees, and I don't think it's too much below that right now. It's kind of it's a warm, humid night, 75 degrees here.
Yeah, it looks like Lake City's handing out bananas and saying, let's keep the cramps from coming. Anybody else want a banana? But that's one thing about this field is it's a small bleachers over there, and there's not a lot of guys, so a lot of people, so they can go do that.
Yep, you can hide out in the corner down there. It's pretty quiet. Players can communicate pretty easily. So I think it probably, Jason, you were talking a little while ago, conditioning.
Yeah,
this is going to definitely show off here in the second half. I think whatever team's probably in better shape at this point in the year.
Well, and Manton's kind of behind the 8 ball because they got a lot of two-way players, and they've had to be on this long drives on both sides. So important for them to get a good rest. Important for Lake City to come out and kind of pound the ball right away and force them to work pretty hard.
We started tonight's broadcast. Look, a little crowd view with a nice little tribute, nice couple here to some longtime Manton Ranger fans here. 91-year-old, 92-year-old, just out tonight.
Dave and Barb Reynolds. I'm not sure if they're still here or not, but they make the trip to Manton every week and support all the sports that they can.
And what a nice job both communities here. There is a lot of orange and black on our Manton side where we're sitting, and across from us you can see a lot of red and black. It's a big crowd here tonight for a pretty big key Highland Conference ball game earlier in the year or early in the season.
And it might be a little too early to start thinking playoffs, but Lake City's 3-0.
Yep.
And they're thinking, hey, out of the next 6 games, we got to win half of them. Manton actually goes to Everett next week.
Yep.
Then they play McBain home. Then they have Pine River home. Then they go to, I believe Inland Lakes is a non-conference game.
Yep, that's non-conference.
Yep, and then they'll end the year October 20th at Rogers City.
Okay.
So that's kind of their ending schedule. In terms of
Lake City's got big bad Beale City coming to town next week. We're broadcasting that game, everybody.
Yep, so Lake City, looks like Lake City's schedule. I guess I don't have that here.
They've got that game. Like I said, they've got Beale coming to town next weekend. The week after that, they're at Pine River. That'll be our first broadcast from Pine River High School. Their new football bleachers, new track, a lot of construction going on down there at the Buck Dome. So we are at halftime with Manton leading 20-19. I am Dan Gusser. Alongside of me is Jason Main. We're broadcasting tonight for 26 Sports and CCTV, another round of high school football. We're going to take a short break, everybody, and we'll be back with third quarter action.